Intrusive thoughts. An intrusive thought is an unwelcome, involuntary thought, image, or unpleasant idea that may become an obsession, is an upsetting idea, or distressing and can feel difficult to manage or eliminate. That is what an intrusive thought is. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby, and I have intrusive thoughts. I figured that today would be a good day to talk about intrusive thoughts because, well, that's all that's been on my mind lately. I have been having a lot more intrusive thoughts than normal. I thought they were quite well managed. I guess not. But I figured I'd make a video talking about it today because not a lot of people know exactly what an intrusive thought is. So that definition is one I got off of Wikipedia, but I think it sums it up quite well because I looked in my DSM-5 and it didn't really give a definition of what an intrusive thought was, but rather that, you know, they happen. So if you're new to my channel or just don't know me, I have purely obsessional obsessive compulsive disorder and anxiety disorders galore. The biggest one being generalized anxiety disorder. I think that sums it up quite well. But as I mentioned previously, my intrusive thoughts have just been all over the place and I haven't been managing them very well. Actually, I went to my psychiatrist yesterday and we kind of figured out a plan. So typically when people think of intrusive thoughts, they think of obsessive compulsive disorder. Do you have to have obsessive compulsive disorder to have intrusive thoughts? No, that is not the case at all. In fact, it is one of the most common things that is associated with anxiety, is intrusive thoughts. The distinction between an intrusive thought and something else is that you don't know why you're having the thoughts. And that's kind of what generalized anxiety disorder is. You don't know why you're anxious. So having those intrusive thoughts, you know, kind of comes with having generalized anxiety disorder. Now, when compulsions are added to those intrusive thoughts and obsessions, that's when it becomes obsessive compulsive disorder. The compulsions are an act that you do to kind of satisfy the intrusive thought that you're having. Like, biggest example I could think of is you are having this intrusive thought that something bad is going to happen if you don't wash your hands, 5 times before leaving the house. So that compulsion is then washing your hands 5 times or washing your hands until they become raw and bloody. That's what a compulsion is. Now, intrusive thoughts happen to everybody. Of course, you know, if you're having intrusive thoughts a lot more than not, then you should probably seek professional help. You could probably have some sort of anxiety disorder going on or possibly OCD. I don't know. I am not a therapist. I am not a mental health professional. I am just somebody who has intrusive thoughts, who has OCD and anxiety. So I'm purely speaking from my own personal experience and what I've learned from my psychology classes because I am learning to be a therapist. But yeah, it is not an uncommon thing or like a necessarily concerning thing to have an intrusive thought. Like, for example, like what will happen if I kick this dog, or what will happen if I jump off this bridge? You don't know why you're having that thought. It just popped in your head. That doesn't mean you have anxiety or OCD. Now, what is the difference between intrusive thoughts and rumination? This is something that I figured out or, began thinking about yesterday when I was talking to my psychiatrist, when I was bringing up, what was going on and like what I thought were intrusive thoughts, but it turned out were actually just me ruminating over things. I won't go into details about what I'm ruminating about because who cares? But there was this one thing that would not leave my mind no matter what I did. And I explained to her what it was, and she asked me, "What do you think this is coming from?" And I had an answer for her. I knew why I was having those thoughts. And she said, "See, that's not intrusive thoughts. That's just you ruminating. That is you mentally processing what is going on. You know why. You know why it's happening. Intrusive thoughts." Now, the intrusive thoughts I have been having are that I'm gonna do bad in school. And I don't know why I'm having those thoughts, because I'm doing my work. I'm doing my stuff on time. But I still have this nagging thought that I'm going to do bad in school and fail my classes. That's an intrusive thought. But yeah, I figured it was important to kind of make that distinction, because ruminating can be quite obsessive in nature and can linger in your brain, but it's not intrusive thoughts. I guess, to sum up this video, just because you're having intrusive thoughts does not mean you have OCD. If you're having them quite often, or they're getting quite, disturbing in nature, I would seek help. Now, what to do when you have intrusive thoughts? That's not really up to me to tell you. That is up to a licensed mental health professional because I don't want to be giving advice out when I don't quite know myself. How I'm dealing with it is medication. I take risperidone, which is an antipsychotic, and Trintellix, and Wellbutrin, and Klonopin, among all of them. And daily mindfulness techniques. That is how I am dealing with them. But I can't tell you what to do. So, if you think it's becoming a problem, I would seek help. That's all I can say. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and to hit subscribe if you'd like to see more of me. I would love that. Thank you. Goodbye. How do YouTubers have sign-offs? I don't have one yet. Taro Shiba, please sign us off. Goodbye.